right. Track 1 it was recorded in an old historic railroad station here in Utah. It's been turned into a museum now.
Oh.
And we've gotten some really great voices out of this station. This one, however, was recorded by GIS member Barry, and it was in the upstairs. It's an art gallery now.
All right, let me play that. Let's see what we've got here. Pretty weird. And you're telling me that came off an empty tape?
Yes, it did. We always use brand new tapes. It gets very expensive.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Most of these voices that we record, we don't hear them at the time we record them.
Uh-huh.
When we're out on an investigation, I always ask them, the ghosts, to interact with us and join in our conversation. We always ask if there is anyone there that would like to talk with us or join in our conversation. We always invite them to talk with us.
All right, you two, track 2, what are we going to hear?
This was recorded in a old historic hotel that has had a lot of activity take place. A lot of the clients that stay there and staff have had ghost experiences there. Uh-huh. And we were conducting an investigation in the hotel, and I was going to take a break and step outside. We had been in there for a couple of hours, and I recorded this voice responding.
And that's coming off an empty tape. That would freak me out. That would definitely, absolutely freak me out.
We were down in the basement at the time.
That could have other, more sinister connotations. Then, did you go to the basement?
We were conducting the investigation in the basement at the time when I said, I'm going to go upstairs and take a break.
I see.
And I recorded that voice responding. Well, this place has a lot of activity on many of the floors of the hotel. I think it's about 11 stories. It was built in the late 1800s. It's been named several different names throughout the years, but it's quite a historic hotel, and they've had a lot of ghost activity take place in it.
Out of curiosity, how do hotels feel about that? You would think, I notice you haven't named it yet, I would think hotels would not be too crazy about having this kind of research go on within their walls.
You know, actually, the owner of this hotel has been really good to letting us in there. In fact, he's asked us to come in there. Anytime we want to go in there, he's great with it. I think he's just looking at it as a more advertisement for the hotel.
Oh, that's really going to get me to just run right over there and get a room.
Well, there are a lot of people that go to places that have ghost activity in hopes of having an experience themselves.
We recorded this. It was in northern Utah. It was an abandoned military hospital. I've heard that it was a mental hospital for military personnel.
Oh, I don't like that one at all.
And this building was just, it was creepy in there. I was worried about getting a tetanus shot from it. People had broken into it, vandalized. There's broken glass and metal all over the place. So, in fact, it was interesting. In this one room in this building, there was big letters writing on the wall, he who enters this room will die by the master Satan, and stuff like that.
And you went in?
Well, yeah.
I would not. What was the sign that said what again?
The sign, it was in big letters on the wall that said, he who enters this room will die by the hands of the master Satan.
Yeah. You guys, you must be really fearless. That's all I can say. The master Satan, great. All right, we've got time for another. Track number 4, what's coming up?
This was recorded as we were driving into a cemetery that we go to quite often. We were told about this place by a sheriff of the town that the cemetery is located in. And we usually go to the north end of the cemetery, and on this particular night, we turned and went the south way. And as soon as we enter into a cemetery or anything that we're going to investigate, I turned on my tape recorder because I've learned over the years that they get right in the vehicle with us as we're driving in.
Oh, great.
All right, this one, we had been called to do an investigation by Fox. They wanted us to investigate Fort Douglas, which is a military camp here in Salt Lake.
You mean the Fox TV network?
Yes.
Okay.
But what's interesting is the lights had just been turned on at the time he says this.
This was like 5 in the morning. This building is that's now a museum used to be a barracks.
Oh, brother. All right. Number 6, where are we going?
We're in that same cemetery. We've recorded many voices in there, and on this particular one, me and my husband had stopped and grabbed a hamburger, and I had said that I was going to throw the garbage away in a garbage can that was in there.
Yes.
I had said to my husband, let me go and throw this garbage away. And I recorded this voice.
If I heard something like this come off a blank audio tape, I wouldn't be the same for a year. All right, track number 7. What have we got here?
Well, this voice, this is kind of an interesting one. We record this in a bookstore here called The Thought Continuum.
Number 8.
This one was recorded on that investigation with Fox at Fort Douglas, and the curator had taken me down in the basement where they store a lot of their museum pieces, and it was just me and him down there, and I had asked, will you talk to me?
So you ask, will you talk to me?
Yes.
And then you get a response.
Yes.
Here we go. Here we go.
There are family members of the soldiers in the cemetery that are buried there on the fort grounds in the military fort cemetery.
All right, number 9.
All right, this one was recorded in that cemetery that we get a majority of these voices. This one is just interesting. Barbara's husband Roger was looking for the bug spray. It was in the summer, so there was a lot of bugs.
Yes.
He was looking for the bug spray and his drink, and he was motioning to Barbara for it.
Let's hear it. Oh, man. Oh, that just creeps me out. And it's the quality of the audio that is creeping me out. My God, that's awful.
Number 10, we were in that same cemetery. We had witnessed a ghost light visually. We had seen a ghost light in the cemetery on 3 different occasions, and we were talking about it on this particular night.
What kind of light, out of curiosity?
It was the size of a baseball almost when it first started, and as it came down the road, it got smaller and smaller, and it was passing by us, and we asked it to please come over to us, and it stopped and came over to us. It would blink out and on. We don't have self-illuminating insects here. It's very dry. And
so this was like an orb.
Yes, yeah. But it got very small. It shrank down to a very small size. It was very when it came between me and Brendan, it was very intense white with orange and blue in it. It almost reminded me of an electrical.
And this thing moved between you?
Yes.
In a cemetery?
In fact, it landed on Brendan's back.
It landed on his back?
Yes.
Well, see, what was interesting is I got down on my stomach to take a picture of this thing.
Have you two lost your minds?
Well, this is what we do. I mean, this is what we're looking for.
I guess I understand.
So, but I got down to take a picture of it, and I didn't see it for a while, and everyone was behind me, and they just suddenly, it's on your back.
It's on your back.
Yeah, huh? And as I got up, I saw it blink out of the corner of my eye and snapped a picture of it. And we do have the picture posted on the website.
So if they want to see the picture of this orb, it's on your website, which we have a link to. All right, and then you record...
But anyway, we were talking about this experience, and I recorded this voice.
All right, here it comes. Let me try it again.
This one, we were doing a restaurant. It used to be a very large, beautiful log cabin up in one of the canyons of Utah, and it's since been turned into a restaurant. And we were conducting an investigation there, and I had asked, is there anything that you need?
Is there something that you need?
Oh, yeah.
All right, this one, me and Barbara's husband, Roger, were in this cemetery, the same cemetery. And me and him were walking down this road, and in this clip you're going to hear Roger say he's just walking around.
All right, here it comes.
This one was recorded by Jenny. Brendan had asked my husband Roger to go down the road with him. And Roger was joking around and says, do I have to kick some spiritual butt?
All right, let's hear this. Here we go.
Barbara had recorded a voice, and we were all sitting around her. She was playing this voice for us, and we were trying to figure out what this voice said. And this man's voice comes in.
Let's hear it. Oh, God. Yikes.
And you can kind of hear his frustration, his trying to tell us what it says. This was recorded by Barry, and it was in a old theater that we recorded several odd things in this place. They call their ghost George.
The first part of this voice is the original recording straight from the tape recorder. So it's extremely soft, and there's a lot of background noise in it. The second two parts of this voice have been cleaned up and amplified by 10 decibels.
All right, here we go. Well, of course, I can't understand exactly what's being said. Maybe somebody who speaks German could.
Yes, we have no idea what it says.
This one was recorded by Barbara in front of a mausoleum that we go to. And
Mausoleum?
Yeah. It's another place besides from the graveyard that we...
Well, sure. Why not have a little variety of mausoleum every now and then?
But, and this one's extremely clear. It's one of the best, clearest, loudest voices we have. Everybody had walked inside of the mausoleum, and Barbara was still outside.
All right, let's hear it.
Hello, come back. Hello, come back. Hello, come back.
Oh, gee, a mausoleum.
This one, a truck had pulled into a cemetery and had just sat there for quite a while. And I think on the beginning of this, you'll hear me say what's his license number. And he was really too far away for us to see, but I recorded this voice.
All right, let's see if we can hear what it says.
What's his license number?
This one was recorded by Barbara, and
Yes.
Let's see if we can hear this.
This one, we were in that one cemetery, and me and my husband were in our convertible, and the cemetery had its sprinkler system on, and I was worried about it being an automatic sprinkler. And you'll hear me say, I don't know where it's going to be watering next.
I just don't know where it's going to be watering next. I just don't know where it's going to be watering next. I just don't know where it's going to be watering next.
Y'all are out of your minds.
Roger, Barbara's husband, was referring to a voice that we had picked up earlier, the Ivan voice that we had played earlier.
Yes. All right, let's see if we can hear it. Oh, yeah. Have you ever wondered whether it might not be the dead at all, but rather the living causing this? Has it crossed your minds?
Most of the time when we go to a location like a cemetery,
Yes.
We will go at nighttime after most people don't go.
Oh, great. Oh, that's even a better
We're
time to be
there,
there.
sometimes like 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Oh, of course, midnight. That's a great time to be in a cemetery. Let's proceed. Number 22.
This one was recorded at the train station that's now a museum, and me and my husband were just leaving from an investigation. We were out in the parking lot, and I was gabbing with my husband. He was already in the car, and I was putting my equipment in the car.
Wait a minute.
All right, this one was recorded by Barbara and Roger. They were in the cemetery by themselves. We weren't with them on this occasion.
Mm.
And they were the only ones in their car, and this is another example of them getting in the car with you. They were driving around the cemetery, and Roger had asked Barbara for a camera.
Yes.
And Roger says, which one's that? And Barbara says, it's the one.
All right, let's see what we've got. Oh, my. You're right. That's a louder voice than hers far in the background.
This one was quite interesting. I had been in the cemetery, and I was reading an old military headstone. It had all the information about the troop. The guy had died in World War II.
Yes.
Everything was there except for what company he was in. And I recorded a voice saying a company.
You're kidding.
Well, later on, at a different time, my husband Roger was telling some people about this voice that we had recorded, and he inadvertently said Company A, real proud, telling about that voice.
Yes.
And had changed it from A company to Company A, and I recorded this voice repeating him saying Company A.
Okay, here we go.
Over there. Company A. Over there. Company A. Over there. Company A.
Oh, that's really freaky. That's really freaky.
No, this one is kind of neat. It mocks Barbara's husband, Roger. You hear Barbara's husband say, sit and wait there.
Yes. Here we go.
Sit and wait there. Sit and wait there.
Ooh.
Sit and wait there. Sit and wait there. Sit and wait there. Sit and wait there.
I don't like that one.
We've recorded his voice a number of times there at that location.
Yeah, but there's something about that exhalation that...
This one was recorded in that train station, and we were talking to the maintenance man that's had a lot of ghost activity take place there, and
All right, this one I'll just make it quick. Barbara had been lighting up a cigarette at the time this was recorded.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
this one's very interesting. This voice has identified himself on 2 different occasions. You'll hear my husband say, referring to the one Marco Polo, he says, "Are you the one Marco Polo or Lewis?" Because Lewis had identified himself on a previous occasion.
All right, here we go.
Are you the one that said Marco Polo or Lewis? Are you the one that said Marco Polo or Lewis? Are you the one that said Marco Polo or Lewis?
Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's weird. What a strange thing to do for a hobby or a living or both.
All right, this one was recorded in that same train station. In fact, I think it was on the same night as the last few of them. In this one section of the train station, you can smell a residual burning smell from when the part of the train station burnt down.
Oh.
And it keeps appearing.
All right, let's see.
This one was recorded outside of the Mausoleum, and
So neither one of these are contemporary humans?
that's correct.
All right, here we go.